Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down Podcast, and we are back with another episode. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're having a safe day. Wherever you are, tuning in to the podcast or watching the video, hope everybody's having a great day. Alright y'all, because my channel is called Vonnie with the Get Down Podcast, we gotta break everything down that happened last Sunday, and I'm gonna dive right into it. I'm just gonna give my feedback, my commentary on every little thing. All right, so for starters, I'm gonna say, I have a shirt on that says bless, and it gives the scripture at the bottom, Revelation 22:14. So I got my blessed shirt on, of course, feeling blessed. But I do want to say off the start, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the Super Bowl. Because in my previous video, if you guys go check it out, I said the Chiefs were going to win and that I wasn't going to watch it because majority of the analysis, the sports analysis, everybody was choosing them to win. Everybody kept saying they're going to get a 3-P, they're going to get the 3-P, and they didn't. They didn't end up getting the 3-P. And I didn't expect the Eagles to come full blast the way that they actually did it. I mean, they went ham on them. They went a little bit crazy. And before the second half even started, I mean, the game was already over at that point. But, Mahomes, he has been in situations before where he's played from behind and actually has came back. But the Eagles said, it ain't gonna happen this time. And plus, they wanted their revenge. I did say that in my other video, too. They smelled blood. They wanted revenge. And they definitely got the revenge on the Eagles. And real quick, before I go any further, you guys, feedback, comment with me. Let me know what days you guys would like for me to post. That way I can keep it on a consistent basis. And give me some topics and ideas to also talk about that you want to give, that you want to hear my feedback on. Because when you don't interact with people that's making these videos, it's like, okay, I'm just going to upload this. And if people watch it, they watch it. And if they don't watch it, they don't watch it. But you should be notified when your favorite YouTube is dropping a video, and y'all give feedback in the comments. So that lets them know, okay, they're interacting with these kind of videos. So let me do more of these kind of videos. But you guys interact with me. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see more. And let me know what day I should be dropping them. Sunday is the beginning of the week. So that is the best time to actually do the videos and drop them. But feedback is always good. Now let's dive right back into the topic. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the Super Bowl. And y'all can see I got my hair braided. Look a little fresh, feel a little good this time. Shout out to my sister, she actually did it. So thank you for that. And while she was doing it, I watched a little of it and stuff. And like I said, right before the second half started, the game was already over with at that point. The game was already over with at that point. It was 24-0, before the second half started, and all the Kansas City fans, they just in the bleachers like, yeah. You see what happens when you become the bully of the NFL? You see what happens when you run your chops too much and saying, we're going to 3-peat, we're going to 3-peat, we're going to 3-peat. And that wasn't the case. You guys did not 3-peat at all. So, I don't feel bad. But like I said, I wasn't going to watch it because I already had an instinct that they didn't. The way the Eagles came out firing and blazing, I'm like, okay. Right when it was like 14-0, okay. The Chiefs, they can go down and score, and they're gonna keep it a game. No, then it became, I think, 17-0 or 21-0. Still nothing. Then, right before the half, Jalen Hurts threw it to AJ Brown, and he caught it for the touchdown. Then they go up 24-0 before the half. So I'm like, okay, he ain't had a lot of games, but he has had a few games where he's played from behind and actually came back and won. Nah, not this time. The Eagles definitely did their homework and studying them. offense and defense. They scored towards the end of the game, but I mean, that was the end of the game. The Eagle fans were already ready to celebrate, and to top that, I'll go to it in a little bit as well, but I just want to say, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning. Next year's Super Bowl will be in Santa Clara, so hopefully we can reach that, 49ers, but definitely congrats to the Philly fans. I know over the internet it was surfing a little bit. They were bringing up old pictures of Jalen Hurts when he had dreads and stuff, and I think they were blonde dreads or whatever. Now he got the short fade haircut, and brother still looks good. He still looks good. He has a very beautiful black fiance. I'm just saying, you got a very beautiful black fiance, and it's good to see that in the picture, because I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, they're both from Texas, but one got a sister and one got a snow bunny. I'm just being honest. One got a sister and one got a snow bunny. So I'm glad the brother Jalen, I'm glad he was able to get his Super Bowl win and celebrate with his fiance as well. So who knows, it might be children in the picture down the mix, but definitely congratulations to them. Saquon Barkley, congratulations to you, and happy belated birthday to you and Dejon Cooper, because both of y'all celebrate the same birthday, which is on Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th. So happy belated birthday to you guys. Y'all got to win, and y'all got to enjoy the Disney cruise, so that's double the prizes there. Definitely that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not really too much on that. Way before the halftime even started, before Kendrick came out and performed, the game was pretty much done at that point. Done. Certain teams that you play, they can come back from playing behind, and then others is like, dang, you can't seem to get that ick. You can't seem to get that ick. And like I said, Patrick Mahomes has had a few games where that has happened, but they've always had the lead. They've always ran off with the league, and with the refs being behind them, that's what always made them win. Now, the second pinpoint that I was going to go into is a lot of people, and I kind of even thought it too, but a lot of people were on the internet saying that the refs, they probably seen around with just a lot of people talking about them. Oh, y'all favor the Chiefs, y'all do this, y'all do that, because the Chiefs barely get calls on them when they playing. And it's true. If you just look at a Chiefs game, that is true. Nobody is faking about that. Everybody is speaking real. Hopefully y'all can see my eyes, because the glare from my computer, it's so bright in here. But yeah, the glare. But I'm sure they seen all of that, which is why the game was played the way that it was played. That's why the game was played the way that it was played. It was a fair game of fair amounts of flags being thrown. It was a fair game. Maybe the refs seen everybody talking about them, saying y'all always have the Chiefs backs and y'all always gonna make sure that they win. Maybe the refs didn't see it. Who knows? But the fact that this is the biggest game ever that everybody tunes in to watch, even if it's just for the commercials, because the views they're always being calculated, even if it is just to see the commercials, whatever, it was still a clean game. I think the refs, their conscience, because they didn't have it in the regular season, their conscience actually started kicking in and was like, yeah, I mean, we are kind of favoring the Chiefs, and they do be getting their way majority of the time. They do. I mean, you can't say it's no other team that don't really be getting their way. Not to the extent that the Chiefs do. They got the rest behind their back. It's never to the extent that the Chiefs do. Like I said, maybe they seen it, maybe they didn't see people talking about it. But it was going to be a lot of fans, a lot of people, including me, that just was going to boycott the Super Bowl if the Chiefs would have won, because nobody want to keep seeing the same team go over and over and over again. That's the same thing that happened with Tom Brady. Patriots always kept going. It's like, damn, nobody can beat this team. Like, nobody can at all. And then on top of that, before Tom Brady retired, he won on the NFC side. I mean, there hasn't been nobody that has just beat Tom Brady, because he's beat just about every team in the league since he's played. Every team. So, yeah, I think the refs' conscience, I think it started to kick in just a little bit more. Like, you know what? Hey, let's make this just a very clean, fair game. Clean, fair game. We're not gonna throw all those flags on Philly and it's Chiefs causing the chaos. We're not gonna do that. I'm pretty sure they had some kind of little meeting talk like that. Like, hey, we gotta make this clean. We gotta make this fair. People are starting to catch on and see everything. You know, those men, they have lives outside of it, but each one of those refs, they know what's going on and they know what they be doing. They know exactly what they be doing when it comes to the Chiefs games and everything that just circulates around that particular team. They know. And when people saw, okay, cool, maybe the Chiefs, maybe the refs, they not really bagging up the Chiefs like that, because when they do it in the big game, yeah, they would. So I guess some people would say some conspiracy, like the refs always got the Chiefs backs and they let them kind of have their way with games and stuff like that. I guess Sunday also proved, no, you're wrong. We call the flags and we throw the flags when it needs to be thrown. We do it. We don't do it only to protect the Chiefs. We don't do that. There are 32 teams that I'm sure these are the conversations they are saying back to us as the fans, or just even within the circle. There are 32 teams. The Chiefs are not the only team. There are 32 teams in this league. We call the flags. If it's right, it's a right call. If it's a wrong call, they will come back and say it's a wrong call. So I guess that just opened up everybody's eyes, like, well, okay. Maybe the refs don't really have the Chiefs back like we thought they do. That's, like I said, this is the biggest game that everybody watches. That still doesn't take away what we have seen in the regular season and in the playoffs. That don't take any of that away. It doesn't. Because this has happened the previous year, the year before that. You know, okay, the refs, they got a soft spot somewhere. Maybe they really weren't about the Chiefs, because they would have been doing it in the big game too. Or maybe a lot of us just kind of feed into it a little bit too much in depth. Who knows? They still got a job to do at the end of the day. Like I said, they throw the flags out there for a reason. If it's the right call, they're going to say it. If it's the wrong call, they'll say it. They will say it. But the fact that they didn't throw as many flags on the Eagles like I was expecting them to do was like, okay, this is a very fair game. It's a very fair game. I can see that, you know, even if the Chiefs fans were upset about it. It's a very fair game. But that still, like I said, it still does not detract or pull away or anything like that from what they've done previous years when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. It doesn't depict from there. We can't let this one Super Bowl of them not pulling all the flags out on the Eagles. We can't look at that and be like, oh, okay, maybe the refs are a little bit. No, go back and see like what actually happens. We've seen in previous years. We can't let this one Super Bowl just be like, okay, we understand it now. Maybe that was just because they wanted to get him here. Nah, we can't think that. If you're thinking that, you got to think one way or you got to think that way. Don't be in the middle thinking. You're gonna think, yeah, the refs really ain't no good, and they're gonna always continue to do that, or the refs, they got a little sauce. It's gonna be one or the other. But like I said, it wasn't as many flags thrown on the Eagles for this game, so I guess people are still like, I don't know about that. But nevertheless, it was still a lot of people tuned in watching it. Whether you were watching the game, the commercials, or the halftime performance, it was still people tuning in, watching it. It definitely was. Now, 3.3. Kendrick Lamar. K. Dot. He did his thing. He did it. I really loved his performance. A great message came from his performance with the symbolism and the patriotism. And he included all of it. And you're going to add Uncle Samuel in there. You're going to add our favorite uncle, Uncle Samuel, in there. Not to mention SZA was in your performance too. And Kendrick, he did great. It was a lot of people on TikTok. It was a lot of people saying, oh, I didn't get the message, or it was boring, the halftime show was whack, this is trash, I'm gonna turn. Well, you obviously didn't get what he was saying. And majority of you, if you're not of melanin, I'm just saying, you ain't gonna understand what he was saying. And even if you're not of melanin, some people still understood what he was saying, what the message was, that he was just pushing across. It doesn't matter. The symbolism in his halftime show performance, great. 10 out of 10. Definitely 10 out of 10. It is. And of course, he said, say Drake. Of course, he had to throw the diss in there to Drake. He had to do that. I'll tell you what, this beef has been going on for the longest. And I think after Kendrick did his performance, he done laid it to rest. There's no more else that needs to be said about it or anything else. If you a Kendrick Lamar fan, you a Kendrick Lamar fan. If you a Drake fan, you a Drake fan. Ain't nobody gonna be switching up just because he said, say Drake. Okay, if Drake would have performed and dissed Kendrick, it still would have been the same amount of people supporting Drake, the same amount of people supporting Kendrick. At the end of the day. What we have to do is at times we got to learn how to let the beef be put to rest. Because when you going on and on and on about it, it's like, damn. Okay, at some point, this is getting a little bit boring. Or this is getting a little bit too out of hand. Y'all already dissed each other. Y'all already did what you need to do. Let this be the last song, the last album, the last word you say about the person or the group. And let it be done with it. And like I said, once he said, say Drake, that ended it. That was the spirit in the casket. You push it down in the grave and you put the dirt on top of it. And you say your goodbyes and leave it at that. You say your goodbyes and leave it at that. You know that halftime performance just alone was 133.5 million. He exceeded Michael Jackson's halftime performance when he did it for the Super Bowl. You gonna surpass MJ? Man, bruh. This may have got Kendrick more followers. It may have Kendrick followers died down. Who knows? Like I said, if you rock with Kendrick, you rock with him. You rock with Drake, you rock with him. Okay? Of course he was going. Of course he had to add the diss in there. He ended it with Not Like Us and TV Off. He ended it with those two. And like I said, you got Uncle Samuel in there being like the narrator of it. And he's saying what this is, what that is, what this scene is. He's explaining. Like I said, Kendrick Lamar's message was, it was deep. And if you don't get it, you just don't get it. And then a lot of people that don't get it is people that don't listen to like a R&B type rap genre. So you're not going to get it. If you don't listen to it, you're going to sit there like this on the screen. You're going to be like, that's exactly how you're going to look. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm finished saying I don't know it. I don't know what that is. Okay, fine. That ain't going to stop him from performing because he's still going to be performing. His performance was 13 minutes and 25 seconds. That's how long his performance was. And just a little quick note thrown in there. I don't think it really makes a difference to people, or some do, but you know, when they're picking the artists for the halftime performance for the Super Bowl, you know none of them get paid. Nobody gets paid when they do their performance. Snoop them last year, Dr. Dre, they didn't get paid. I'm sorry, the previous year. Usher last year, he didn't get paid. Who was that? I think it was Rihanna nobody gets paid when they do the halftime show performance. Why? I don't know. That's way over my head. I still don't understand that till this day. I don't get why they don't pay them for performing. They put in precious time on the back burner to perform. And yeah, like I said, majority of the time, everybody is at least tuning in to this game. If it's not no other game throughout the year that you're gonna watch, you definitely gonna watch this game. For the game itself, depending on if your team is playing or not, halftime show performance, depending on if it's your favorite artist performing or not, and then the commercials. Those are the three topics that makes the three categories that makes everybody inclusive. Just watch, just to see. So, I mean, if I was an artist, I would probably turn it down. Like, you can't pay me nothing for this, so I'm just doing this. And, a lot of artists, if not all, majority of them, they're financially set, they're good. They don't need any more money unless they just want to get some more money. But still, it's like, okay, this halftime show is about 12 minutes, 13, 14, maybe 15 minutes at the max. And I'm not getting paid nothing, not even just $800 for doing it. Nope, zip, nada. So if I was an artist, I probably wouldn't do it. But, I mean, people do it all the time. They don't care. Like I said, they don't care because they're financially set. So Kendrick Lamar doing that, he's like, okay, cool. Well, you didn't pay me, that's cool. But I'm gonna come on here and jam and make sure I say my diss to Drake for sure. If you ain't gonna pay me, I'm gonna at least do that, and I'm good. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. That's what every artist that performs the halftime Super Bowl do. They good on the money. They good on that. But still, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Would you do that? Would you still perform even though you're not going to get paid for it? Like I said, I guess it don't bother anybody, really. I guess it don't. I guess it doesn't bother anybody. But Kendrick, your performance was great. A lot of people in my generation, they get it, they understand it. Like I said, some people rock with Drake. Making memes saying Drake is sad. And then on top of that, you got two of his exes, bro. Brother Kendrick. You got two of his exes up there with you. One is singing and one is dancing. Drake used to date SZA and Serena. Not at the same time, but he dated both of them. Kendrick. Bro, yo, nugget up here. It's A1. You're very familiar. You know who you are. You're very familiar with who you are. Your family is that. You're Israelite. You know who you are. You've already said it out of your mouth that you are. So, I mean, he buried the hatchet when it came to Drake. He did. I mean, he was like, I want to sing their favorite song, but they like to sue. Why? Because Drake already said if he performed that song, he finna sue the brakes off his butt, and he did it. And I'm sure all that is going on behind closed doors. They ain't gonna show everything. They're not gonna project everything out into the media. Some stuff needs to just stay behind closed doors. But I'm sure Drake already did that, and it's like, man, oh man. I mean, the performance was beast. It was beast. It had a lot of people in there. And you had the whole stadium saying A minor. That's a little A. You had the whole stadium say A minor. Dude. Wow. Like I said, if this didn't bury Drake's soul and just put him to sleep, I don't know what would have did it. That ain't gonna stop Drake from making music or going on tour and people still buying his tickets, and that's not gonna stop him. But it's just like, okay, all right, cool. You gonna bury it, cool. It is what it is. At some point, y'all gotta move on from this, because this is the longest beef that has ever gone on. Well, I can say right now, in my generation, this time era, this is the longest beef that has ever gone on in music history. All that West Coast and East Coast with Tupac and Biggie, ain't no telling how long that went on. My older people, if y'all know that I don't know if that's been going on longer than the Drake and Kendrick beef going on now, but if it is, let me know. But that West Coast and East, yeah, I'm sure that had a little time frame, and then eventually it just died off. And main reason why that probably died off is because Biggie is gone and Tupac is gone too. But I know when Kendrick did his performance, he had all the Crips and the Bloods, probably the GDs, he had all of them, probably just dancing, getting to it, doing a little, yeah. And Serena made it clear that she was not Crip walking. She made it clear, but people were saying, "Oh yeah, she did the Crip walk." But you got on blue, Serena. That's the Crips. The Bloods is the Reds. But she said she wasn't doing the Crip walk. I don't know. She probably wasn't doing the Crip walk. I don't know. But still, you got SZA up there singing with you. Two songs that everybody know. Two classic songs. Luther and, excuse me, All the Stars. And All the Stars was in the soundtrack of the movie Black Panther, if you don't know that. Then you got his other ex up there, Serena, dancing. Just she's in the camera probably like for 15 seconds, maybe a few seconds. That's it. Boom. Then you got Uncle Sam as Uncle Sam. You got him there, Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into that symbolism. Look, if you seen the halftime show performance, you seen it, okay? You seen the game control, you seen the court, you seen all that, you seen the street light, you seen the brothers on the street, you seen all that. I'm not gonna go into deep into all of that because you guys should know what Kendrick was saying. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you don't know what he was saying, you need to get this a little bit better because right now it's just everywhere. But I got the message that Kendrick was saying. But I mean, his performance was great. It was phenomenal. It was. And then you have some people that was saying, if Serena was my wife, I wouldn't really have her up there just dancing, trying to throw shade at an ex or whatever. I mean, I get that, but hey, that's what Kendrick wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do. Was it right? A lot of people would say it wasn't right. Oh, what? He wanted to bring out two of Drake's exes. If anything, he could have brought out a whole package of women that Drake would have. But no, I know he ain't gonna go that hard with it. Like he ain't on his mind, not that deep when it comes to it. But I mean, you did bring out two of his exes, so it's like, like I said, I'm gonna say it one last time. You either rock with Drake or you rock with Kendrick. Okay. And it may always be a few small people in the middle that like both of their songs. At the end of the day, we don't know them personally. They're not giving us any money to do anything. So it's I'm a rock with Drake till the wheels fall off, or I'm a rock with Kendrick till the wheels fall off. You like Kendrick, well, I like Drake. We finna. At the end of the day, you don't know neither one of those dudes. Personally, you don't. They're not giving you money to further your education. They're not giving you money to get you a house. They're not giving you money to pay this off, pay that debt off. They don't. At the end of the day, Drake and Kendrick, they could care less about what you're saying. And this is what they want. They want all of this talk to go on. Are they paying your light bill that's due next week? Are they paying your phone bill that's due next week? Are they saying, hey, go to the store and go get some groceries because you don't got nothing in your fridge? Hell no. They're not doing that. They're not. So Drake this, Kendrick that, Kendrick this, Drake that, cool. This is what they want. Artists, they've done this beef a lot of time. Remember when Nicki and Cardi was getting into it, bro? No, I'm sorry. I think it was Nicki and Megan, whoever it was. These artists do that all the time. It just makes everything go high. The sales, the prices, the views, all of that. It just increases everything. That's all that it do. So you team this, you team that, cool. But be team God first at the end of the day. Be team God first. I'm not going too deep into this Bible or your belief or whatever, but be team God first. Because at the end of the day, you don't know neither one of them personally. They going back minding their own business, living in luxury houses while you struggling week in, week out to pay your bills. Unless you know them personally, then yeah, you can keep running your mouth about it. But at some point, that conversation got to die, which is going to pick me back to what I'm saying in the beginning about the Eagles. And while we're at it, we're gonna pull up some stats. I gotta pull up some stats so we can see where both teams stood, okay? So we already know the score was 40 to 22. 40 to 22. So the Super Bowl, we're gonna break down all of the stats. The Super Bowl right here from team to team, every quarter stats, this and that. So Kansas City, every quarter, They had 0 points in the first quarter, 0 points in the second quarter, 6 points in the third quarter, 16 points in the fourth quarter. That's why their total is 22. Philadelphia Eagles, they scored 7 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter, 10 points in the third quarter, 6 points in the fourth quarter, which is why it came out to 40. Okay? Now, team stats. Let's get into the game leaders and what they did for the game. Okay, so passing yards, Patrick Mahomes was 21 of 32 for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Okay. Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. He was 17 of 22, 221 yards for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Very clean on Jalen as well. Patrick Mahomes, his rushing yards, he was had 4 carries for 25 yards, and then Jalen Hurts had 11 carries for 72 yards and 1 touchdown. So he ran it in for 1. For Xavier Worthy, he had the receiving yards. He had 8 receptions for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Smith had 4 receptions for 69 yards and 1 touchdown as well. And if you go into more of the stats, Kareem Hunt had 3 carries for 9 yards, y'all. 9. Eagles defense, they shut that down. They shut that down real quick. Samaje Perine had 1 carry for 8 yards. Isaiah Pacheco had 3 carries for 7 yards. They shut it down. Patrick Mahomes had more yards than all of them combined together. And that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, the Eagles. We know how much Jalen Hurts ran for. Saquon Barkley had 25 carries for 57 yards. You know, sadly, he didn't get a touchdown, which I thought he was because I predicted that in the last game. But he didn't get a touchdown, but he did run for some yards. Then you got Kenneth Gainwell. He had 6 carries for 10 yards. And then Kenny Pickett, he just came in at the last minute just because the game was pretty much over. 3 carries for -4 yards. So usually when they put the backup quarterback in, the game is pretty much over. Y'all done deal with your business. You pounded on them. You did what you needed to do. And they just bring the backup quarterback in just to get a few snaps before the clock winds down, and that's it. So the overall team stats. So the Eagles had 345 total yards, while Kansas City had 275 yards. For the passing yards, the Chiefs had 226, and the Eagles had 210. Rushing yards, the Chiefs had 49 rushing yards. The Eagles had 135 rushing yards. Yards per play, Eagles had 5.6, and the Chiefs had 4.9. All right, so we're going to go right into the first downs, okay? First down, the Chiefs had 12 first downs. The Eagles had 21 first downs. The third down efficiency, Chiefs were 3 of 11, and the Eagles were 3 of 12. Okay, fourth down efficiency, nobody got the fourth down. Final plays, the Chiefs had 49 plays, and the Eagles had 70 plays. And the sacks allowed, the Chiefs allowed 6 sacks, and the Eagles allowed 2 sacks. The reason I wanted to spin back to this was because everybody is blowing up everybody's blowing up Kendrick and his performance. He's dissing Drake. He done said, say Drake, and look right into the camera. His performance was great. It was a 10 out of 10. It was great. If you didn't get the message, then I feel sorry for you, but his performance was great, okay? But what we don't need to do is deteriorate and get away from Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl. This is a brother that won the Super Bowl, okay? A brother, a full-blown brother that got a full-blown sister, a very beautiful sister. We can't deteriorate from that. We get it. We get it with Kendrick, okay? People are still talking about it, and they're not going to stop talking about his performance. I get it. It was amazing. It was great. But I mean, come on now. Where is the uplifting of Jalen Hurts? The brother did it. He did it. He got a Super Bowl under his belt, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to celebrate and go out with a bang, and he definitely did go out with a bang. 40-22. The last time a high score Super Bowl was that way was when the Broncos had played the Seahawks, and the Seahawks diminished the Broncos. It was like 43-8. Come on now. You know, Kendrick, he's great. He's gonna sell records. He's gonna do all that. He's gonna get y'all hype. Y'all gonna continue to say Drake. Y'all gonna continue to do all these videos on TikTok. I get that. But let's congratulate Jalen Hurts. Congratulate the brother, okay? We're not talking about him a lot. We're not. Because we're exceeding the halftime show performance, making it bigger than what it should have been. But because it was Kendrick and everybody was like, okay, he's finna diss Drake, that takes the eyes and the attention away from the Eagles. No, I'm gonna put it right back on the Eagles. I'm gonna put it right back on the Eagles. Congratulations to you, Jalen. You did it. And I'm just saying, overall, as you know, melanin people, it's hard to make those achievements, whatever it is in life. It's hard to exceed and actually make that achievement. And now you got a Super Bowl under your belt, Jalen. You got a Super Bowl under your belt. You can celebrate with your beautiful fiance. You can celebrate with your beautiful family. And plus, your team is in Disney World. Y'all finna have fun. Y'all are out there. If y'all not already back and y'all are still out there, y'all are having fun. So, you know, Kendrick, he know who he is. Okay, we get that. But congratulate Jalen. Congratulate Jalen Hurts because he did it. He did it. Russell Wilson has won one before, but a lot of times it hasn't been like a lot of melanin people, melanin brothers, especially at the quarterback position, that has won the Super Bowl. Let alone MVP for even that status to be accumulated as well. You know, so definitely congrats, Jalen. Definitely congrats, brother, because you deserved it. Y'all did good. Nick Sirianni, you did good. Y'all did good. Congrats to you. You did great coaching all season. All season, great coaching. You know, and then they showed Patrick Mahomes crying a little bit. And, well, yeah, because you guys went in the three-peat and y'all hyped yourselves up so much throughout the whole week. It's like, okay, well, Jalen Hurts, he's going to shut that down. And they had a picture of Jalen Hurts passing the TV screen in the tunnel at the Super Bowl and all the analysis on there. And I believe it was on GMFB, Good Morning Football. I believe it was all the analysis on there. All of them chose the Chiefs. And you can see the picture, and Jalen Hurts, his mouth is like, you know, it's a little bit sad. He's like, okay, you know what? I got you. I did my homework, so I know what I'm finna do. I did my homework, and look what he did. And look what he did. Like I said, really before the second half start, you know, you could have watched the first half, looked at Kendrick's performance, and then changed it from there. But people was like, no, Mahomes, he's gonna come back because he been down before, but he gonna come back. Well, he didn't this time. He didn't. He didn't do it this time. So, boo to the Chiefs. Y'all don't need to be talked about no more until next season. Y'all don't have nobody should say anything about the Chiefs from this day forward. There's nothing else to say about them. You guys got blown out. You didn't do your homework. You kept hyping yourself up that you gonna get the three-peat and you wanted the three-peat. But look what happened. You did not get the three-peat. It didn't happen. Okay? So, I'm sure you're still gonna go on a vacation, Patrick, with Brittany and the kids. Travis and Taylor is gonna be there. And then they showed Taylor in the skybox. People were booing her. People were booing her. Nobody cares about you like that, Taylor. You put Travis on the map because nobody really knew who Travis was until y'all started dating. And that's the honest truth. Nobody really knew who he was till y'all started dating. You blew his name up to make it a household name. It was only you at first. But since you're dating him, you blew his name up. And now his name is a household name now because everybody know him. And then he's one of Patrick's main guys that he throw it to as well. You know? But I had to circulate back to the game, okay? We get Kendrick's performance. We get it. It was great, okay? Y'all are gonna talk about it until you don't have no more breath in your body. I get it, okay? But let's congratulate Jalen Hurts a little bit more. Like, dang, y'all are taking the excitement and y'all are taking the attention away from him. Nah, put it back on the Eagles. Congratulate them. Congratulations, Jalen. I mean, you deserved it, brother. You definitely did. So next season, next year, we'll see who's in the Super Bowl. Who's gonna be performing? We'll see who will be performing. You know, as long if they can get some good. I want to see like somebody from the '90s come out and do it, but you know they always got to switch it up. And then depending on where the Super Bowl is, 9 times out of 10, they get those artists and those celebrities that kind of live within that area. They'll get those artists to perform for the halftime Super Bowl. So, you know, I think last year was in Atlanta or whatever, and Usher was from there, or was it? Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember. I got to try to keep up with the cities and areas, but usually wherever the Super Bowl is being held, they'll try to get an artist that is from that city, that area, and they'll have them perform for the Super Bowl. A lot of people said it should have been Lil Wayne instead of Kendrick or whatever, because he actually is from New Orleans, baby, and that's where the Super Bowl was. But nah, Lil Wayne probably wouldn't have done justice, and he probably wouldn't have rung the actual message that people would need to hear and understand, you know, during the halftime performance. But it is what it is, because everything that already happened and it already took place, okay? And it already took place. But Jalen, congrats to you. He was on The View with Whoopi and Sarah and Sonny, and he was on there. You know, congrats to you, Jalen. Now you're being on more TV shows. He was on Jimmy Fallon, him and Saquon. I mean, can we look at that, please, and get off of Kendrick's, please? Can we please look at that and leave Kendrick alone? Stop talking about him, please. Stop talking about it. It happened. It is what it is. He said what he needed to say. He did his performance, and he put in his performance who he wanted in his performance. Leave it alone, okay? Now we're gonna start seeing Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley too in more stuff, probably in more TV shows or commercial, whatever. We're gonna see it more because they won, okay? So again, congratulations to you, Jalen. Congratulations to you, brother, for winning the Super Bowl and having the Super Bowl under your belt. And Nick Sirianni, you're the head coach. Congratulations to you as well, because you guys wanted revenge from the last time y'all played them, and y'all definitely got the revenge. You guys definitely got the revenge. So kudos to you, okay? So like I said, y'all, this channel is called Vonnie with the Get Down. We got to get down to the nitty and the gritty when it comes to topics. We got to get down to it. We got to dive deep into it. We got to dive deep. We got to dive deep into what we're talking about. So I'm sure majority of y'all that is going to watch this, you guys did see the Super Bowl. You seen the halftime performance. I'm sure y'all seen all of that. But this is just my opinion, my view on it, okay? K-Dot, leave him alone, okay? Stop talking about Drake too. That's going to happen. Kendrick really ended it by doing that performance. So with him ending it, stop talking about it from this day forward. Leave it alone, okay? It happened and it is what it is. But congrats against to you, Jalen. Y'all probably ain't gonna be there next year. You probably won't, because it should be us next year. 49ers, we gotta get in. But congrats again to you guys for winning the Lombardi Trophy and bringing it back home to Philly, because you guys haven't done it in a while, so it's definitely needed to you. So again, congrats. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a fat thumbs up. Comment down below. Comment anything, because I want to see if people are actually watching. Comment anything about what I said in here. This whole however long this video is going to be. Comment anything that I've said in here, and share this video too with anyone and everyone that you know, whether they like sports or not. Share it, okay? While you're at it, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel, okay? Y'all already know what the deal is. And stay tuned. Stay blessed. Stay blessed as well. So if that is all, stay this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.